Good afternoon, everybody. I'm coming to you live today from my own home kitchen to talk to you about meal prepping. Meal prepping just takes a little bit more time, but it really will save you time in the long run. So you can meal prep your lunches, you can meal prep your dinners. It really is pretty versatile about what you want to meal prep. You can even meal prep breakfast if you want to. We have the overnight oats in the jar, and or you could put a variety of different smoothies with your greens inside a jar, and then all you have to do the morning of is throw it into your blender, and then you're ready to go. So it's a time investment for one afternoon, and or even longer, depending on how much meal prepping you want to do. But we're just going to meal prep for a week, and we're going to say that we're going to be meal prepping for lunches. So you want to figure out what it is that you want to make, create your grocery shopping list, go get those items. When you come home, you're going to take all your fruits and your vegetables, and you're going to put them in the sink and rinse them off. So I have a Kangen unit. The 10-point water will help get all the stuff off of it, and the pesticides and wax and things like that. You can get fruit and vegetable wash at the grocery store, or you could just put like a cup of vinegar in with a couple gallons of water in your sink and do it that way. So you have some options that you do want to rinse any pesticides off, any germs from other people touching the fruits and vegetables, anywhere from the pickers to the manufacturer, the distribution companies, and people at the grocery store that might pick something up and decide they don't want it and put it back and things like that. So you just want to wash everything before you eat it, and then you're going to slice it up and get it ready. So for the hot lunches, we're gonna do, I've got some salmon and I've got some chicken, and I have some nice little tempered glass containers. So if you get tempered glass containers, so I think these are made by Anchor. I don't really, I can't remember. But if you do the glass jars, if you do Ball, Kerr, or I'm drawing a blank on the other ones. But if you go to the canning section and get glass jars, those are tempered. And tempered means that this glass container can go from the freezer to the oven and it won't shatter. Also means that I could fill these up and put them in the freezer, and they won't, when things expand, it won't shatter. If, say, one of these jars was a jar that I had saved from my almond butter, then I would want to leave a little bit of space at the top to allow for expansion, because jars that we get our jellies in and other things like that, they are not tempered. So once they go in the freezer, we have to allow room for expansion. And then you have to completely thaw out whatever it is in it. It won't withstand high temperatures either. So by getting tempered glass, then we're really safe again, and it's a lot more versatile. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to do some lunches that I'm going to reheat in the microwave, and then I'm going to put some fruits and vegetables together for snacks and to have on the side of my lunch. And I'm even going to do a salad in a jar. And I just remembered I forgot to grab my rice, so I'm going to grab that really quick. All right, so we're going to start with our hot dishes, and I'm going to, I've got this measuring cup. So this is a 1/2 cup measuring cup, and we just want a 1/2 cup of our rice or 1/2 cup of the quinoa. So I'm going to do 2 with rice and 2 with quinoa. And then I'm going to set aside a little bit of the quinoa because I'm going to put some in with our salad. So first we are going to just take our measuring cup and 1/2 again. All right. So there I've got a half a cup, which is 1 serving size of brown rice. And I cook my brown rice and my quinoa in vegetable stock or chicken stock. And not everybody knows the difference between stock and broth. So broth is when maybe you take some chicken or some beef or ham or whatever, and it's just the flesh, right? Put it in some water, bring it to a boil, cook the meat that way. That when you remove the meat from it, that liquid would be broth. So if it was chicken that you put in there, then of course it'd be chicken broth, right? If it's stock is when the meat has a bone with it. So it might be a whole chicken, or maybe the chicken with the breast ribs, or the leg and thigh sections, those quarters, a ham with the bones still in it, roast with the bones in it. You get the picture, right? So anytime that we are cooking meat with the bones still in it, then once we remove that meat from it, that liquid that's left, that is broth. That is stock. And it's stock because when you're boiling and cooking it, it's drawing the nutrients from the bone into the liquid, into the water. So you're getting a lot more nutrient value out of it than you would if it was just broth. So chicken stock. Stock is wonderful stuff. And so I've got my rice here, and I'm just going to take and I'm going to put one of these salmon fillets right over the top. And then I'm going to move this to the side so that I have some room. And I just stir fry some vegetables. I've got yellow squash, zucchini, some sweet red pepper, some regular green peppers, some onion. So I'm just going to take my veggie mixture and I'm just going to put this alongside of, so about a half a cup's worth. And that might actually, about a half a cup's worth. So that way, then when I pull it out and I microwave it at work, I'm going to get a little bit of everything in there. So we got one lunch there, and then maybe we'll take another here and just take some of our quinoa. And this is a tricolored quinoa. I did the vegetable broth in this. Quinoa and brown rice don't typically have a lot of flavor, and a lot of people won't eat them because either they don't care for the texture or they don't care that it has no flavor. So I just squash that with my family by cooking it in broth or stock so that it has some flavor. A lot of times I'll make it like a peel off, where I'll finally chop up some onions and carrots so that we got a little bit more in here. But this is just been cooked with the vegetable broth, and that's it. So I'm just going to take and I'm going to put in 2 of these chicken tenders. I love the chicken tenders, so 2 of them is just right. Together you can see that it's about the size of a deck of cards. So 3 ounces is a serving size for your meat. They say 4 ounces for seafood like salmon and tuna and stuff. I don't really think that they gave me 3 ounces, but we'll see. Anyhow, so I've got the quinoa in here, I've got the chicken in here, and I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to add some vegetables to it. So we get our vegetables in. We want to have at least 7 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables every single day. And we can do that by making sure that we are getting 2 servings in each meal, and then making sure that we have, most of us have 1 or 2 snacks a day. So if one of those snacks is some form of a fruit or a vegetable, then you are meeting your 7 That's the minimum of 7 servings. And I'm leaving some for our salad jar. So normally I might take the skin off of this, but I'm not going to take the skin off just to save time for what we're doing here today. Okay. So there's our salmon, our quinoa, and put our vegetables on top. Now, this is perfect for taking to work, and then you can just pop it in the microwave. Because these lids are a combination of plastic and a rubber seal, I would pop the top open on top of the container and turn it sideways so that it can vent. And then probably would want to stir things up about halfway through. So if I microwave it for about a minute and a half, stir it up at that point, then I'd probably remove the skin, and it'd probably end up more like a casserole by the time I end up done with it, but that's okay. I don't mind things being all mixed up together. If that's an issue for you, you can always take it out of the little container and put it onto a plate and microwave it that way. But it's nice when you can just take it to work, open it up like this, turn it sideways so it will vent and not splatter all over the box. Microwave. And sometimes if they're not lined up right, they don't like to go on. There we go. We've got 3 of our 4 little containers here. I'm gonna do some more. So 2 with quinoa, 2 with rice. That way we get a little bit of variety. And this one's gonna get a little quinoa. All right, so I'm gonna take our rice here. And we'll take our chicken. And then take our veggie mixture here, medley. I love fresh grown vegetables. The yellow squash in this actually grew in my tower garden. If you guys have not seen my tower garden video yet, you should watch it. I have 2 tower gardens. You hear the indoor one's turning on right now. The pump is, but I've got 2. So one inside for my leafy greens. And so those are for salads and smoothies. I've got several herbs in it. And then the one outside has my flowering vegetables, tomatoes, different types of squashes, some peppers, things like that. So there are my hot dinners or hot lunches. And those are ready to go to work. Okay. Actually, they're going to go to work with your daughter. But. All right. Now let's do our salad in the jar next. So for the salad in the jar, we want to put all the wet things on the bottom first, and then we put our greens inside. Now, some people like to put their dressing in on the bottom. That way, when you turn it over, then the dressing kind of coats things as you're shaking it out into your bowl. But I might want blue cheese. I might want Italian. I'm not sure yet. So I'm not going to put my dressing in here. If I was doing like a themed salad, so like a Southwestern salad or a taco salad, then I would put the dressing, the appropriate dressing in. But I'm just going to do a regular garden variety salad. And so since that's pretty versatile, I'll decide when I'm going to make it what it is that I want to put in it. So first, I want to start with, you normally would do the salad dressing and then any wet vegetables. So I don't really have any wet vegetables I'm planning to put in here today. So I'm just going to start dumping some vegetables in. I chopped up some celery. So I'm gonna put my celery in, and I chopped up some cucumber, and I actually left the skin on. I like it that way. You get added nutrients in there, a little extra crunch. So we'll just add some cucumber in there. Then I chopped up some sweet baby peppers. So I've got some red ones, I've got some orange ones, get a little bit of color in there. We like to have the rainbow, eat the rainbow, what we want to do. And then I've got some grape and cherry tomatoes here, some heirloom tomatoes. We're just gonna throw these in here. We like to munch on those, nom nom nom. I got it there. What the heck, right? Alrighty. And then we're gonna do a little quinoa. Now, if you have never had quinoa in your salad or on your salad, you're really missing out. Quinoa is a grain. It's considered an ancient grain, and it has a ton of protein. So it's great for vegans, a great way for them to get protein in if they're not eating meat or dairy products. It also has a lot of fiber in it. So I'm just going to sprinkle some of this in here. So then any salad toppings, if we were gonna do not croutons, but maybe some nuts or that. I have these little sprouted seed topping. So we can sprinkle some of this in here too. Now this has a variety of sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds and other seeds. And we'll just go ahead and put these in here for, again, a little added crunch. That's probably more than enough. So I'm going to put that in there on top. And then we want to add our salad mixing. So I've got some romaine, I've got some Swiss chard, I've got kale, lots of nice crunchy lettuces. I know a lot of people like those spring mixes, and they're good for some things, but I just really like crunchy. So, and I just pack this as full as I can get it. I'm gonna take everything that I prepped. So we can even could have gone with a little bit more. Now, I have heard that those like little Mott's apple sauces are the perfect size once you eat the applesauce and wash the container out, that you could just nest that right on the top, and then you can screw your lid on. So then you would just put this on and then put that on, and you'd have the little applesauce cup with the dressing if you didn't put it on the bottom and you wanted to put it on when you sat down for lunch. So this will last 7 to 10 days. It's going to keep everything fresh. Nothing's going to this lettuce won't get slimy. It's really prepping, even if you weren't going to prep your lunches or dinners, just taking the time to wash your fruits and vegetables and put them in glass containers, it's gonna save you money. Because they will last so much longer than they typically do in these plastic bags. So now I have five meals worth. I've got my salad, I've got my salmon, I've got my chicken. Let's do some fruit and veggie jars here. So we can start here I don't have a lot of fruit in right now. I have some cherries, but they're looking a little so I'm going to go through those, and I think I'm going to put them in their own little separate jar instead of combining them. So here I have some grapes. So we'll just mix up some grapes. Put these in here. And we're going to put some pears in. Let's just stand up. And some apples. And once we put the lid on them, they're going to stay relatively airtight. So your apples won't turn and pears won't turn brown. They're not going to oxidize a whole lot. Let's see if we can get another pear or two in here. Let's see what we can slide in. That might be too big. Get another small one. All right. So now you can either go with the metal lids that come with these, but I really like these lids here, these little plastic lids. They're inexpensive and they just screw right on. So so those are for our fruits. So every day I can take a hot one and I can take and have some fruit either on the side because I've already got veggies in here. And then the veggie ones will be more for a snack, right? So here, we'll just go ahead and do one more here. I've got enough to do a few more, but I'll do those off camera. Those in here. Get some of our pears in here. Some apples in here. And one more. Yep, easy peasy, just like that. I could probably even put a few more grape spread on the top. Screw my lid on. So typically I do four or five of each. Sometimes I do more, especially days after I get home from grocery shopping on Sunday. Really lay it all out and get everything ready. That way, if I want something in the middle, not in the middle of the night, but I like to have a bedtime snack. So when we go into the bedroom and get ready to put Netflix on, we got a jar. We just dump it into a bowl and take it into the bedroom with us for our snack. So let's do our veggie one. So I'm going to do these last of these tomatoes, these grape tomatoes. I've got some celery sticks. We're going to do some carrot sticks. I've got some cucumber, and they're kind of like, I like to call them zebra cucumbers. I just take my little zester and I score along the edges. That way I'm getting some of the peel, those extra nutrients, along with my cucumber. I've got some more of these little sweet peppers, really yummy. And I've got jicama. If you've never seen jicama, it's a root vegetable and it kind of looks like a great big brown turnip. But when you slice it open and it's really dense, then it's kind of got a consistency of a cross between a potato and a radish. It's very mild. It's not spicy at all. So not spicy like a parsnip or radishes or anything like that. So all of these are really yummy vegetables and perfect for dipping into hummus or making homemade guacamole, dipping it in the guacamole. You could dip it in ranch if you wanted to. So I think I'm going to start with I'm just going to put some of these cucumbers in tomatoes in each of these. And then we'll just start dropping some things in. So I like to hold it. It's so much easier to get things in here. So I'm going to do a couple of jicamas. Now, jicama is a little bit trickier. It doesn't hold up once it's cut as long as some of these other vegetables. So I'm not going to go real crazy on putting a lot and pre-cutting a lot of it. Really is best to eat it within a couple of days after slicing it, because it'll start to get slimy and nobody likes slimy. Some cucumbers in here, and let's get the carrots here. Alrighty, and add some more carrots, and then this one is ready to go. So I've got, this is a nice little snack pack. It's nice for that 3 o'clock snack in the afternoon at work. You take your second break and you can have that. Or maybe you need, maybe you don't eat lunch until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and so you're getting kind of famished around 10. It's great because you just unscrew it and you can still kind of munch and eat at your desk at the same time. So I'm just gonna throw some of those in there. Throw some of these in here. Some cucumbers. Love cucumbers. So some celery in here. And then do some of these carrots. That's good. So each of these jars holds about at least a cup's worth, and a cup's worth, it would be 2 servings. So that will really help you get that 7 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables every day, because we've got a serving in our lunch. We've got our fruit that we're going to eat after we finish this if we're still hungry, or we've got 2 snacks, maybe our 10 o'clock snack and our 3 o'clock snack. Or maybe if you sit in traffic a lot, you can munch on one of those on your way home to hold you over until you get home and can make dinner. So like I said, this here is a week's worth of lunches, but you can also do breakfast. Like I said, we have the overnight oats, or you could get your smoothie stuff and pack your berries and all of your greens in the larger one. So put your different fruits and vegetable fruits here, pack it up with your greens, and then that way, then you could just dump it into your blender and put your little bit of, whether probably water, coconut water, whatever you wanted to use liquid wise to blend this up for a breakfast smoothie. Put your protein powder in there, and it's a really great healthy breakfast with lots of fruits and vegetables. Probably getting 2 cups worth of lettuce is 1 serving. So any of your greens, your spinach, your kale, your chard, whatever it is that you are putting into your smoothies, 2 cups worth would be 1 serving, plus about another 1/2 cup to a cup worth of variety of fruits and vegetables. Fruits, so your berries or whatever that you wanted to put in there, might be mango or pineapple combination, like banana and pineapple would be really yummy together. Some oranges, so whatever it, and that's one of the great things, because it really is so versatile. Then, so besides prepping your breakfast, you could also do a larger prep if you wanted to. You could do, when my children were little, we used to do a 30 meal plan. And so I would cook once a month. So I'd spend literally 2 days cooking. But, and I would make, I think they did 8 different meals. And then I would I'd make all 8 meals at one time and then put them into serving sizes for each meal. So we might do enchiladas, we would do chili, we would do, there was something the kids really liked that we called haystacks. So we take all of the little individual pieces, and each of those would go into a Ziploc baggie, into a larger Ziploc baggie, and then into the freezer with the meat part of it. And then the night that I was going to make it, you just pull it out. If it was a casserole, you just pull it out, put it in the oven, and in an hour you have dinner, make a side salad, and dinner was really easy. Really great when you're a working mom to be able to just plan a few items. And a lot of times, you know, we'd have pizza night, or one night a week, my ex-husband and I would go out for date night. And so then the kids went to a friend's house. So a lot of times we had leftover meals from the previous month, because and we would make each recipe. I would make double of, so those 8. Yeah, no, we tripled it. Sorry, I would triple it. So those 8, I would make 3 of. I think there was 2. I'd make 2 of. Yeah, I don't remember now. Anyhow, that was a long time ago. But you set out your recipes, and if you just choose a few recipes and triple or quadruple them so that you have one meal for each week, then it's going to be a lot easier when it's time to pull out that meal. It's just a really great way to make dinners so much less stressful when both spouses or partners work, and you need to get dinner on the table before you bite each other's heads off because of your hard days. I hope that I have shown you how easy it is to meal prep, whether you just want to meal prep some snack things, or you want to meal prep your lunches, or you even want to meal prep some dinners. Just takes a little bit of planning and a little bit of time investment in the front end, but in the long run, it's going to save you a lot more time and take some stress off. And it's really going to help you by doing this. Stick to your nutrition food goals. So if you're trying to eat foods close to the source, and I, showed you that the lemon, the chicken and the salmon was just seasoned with lemon pepper and some dill. So really simple, not high sodium. There was no fat added to it. I didn't add butter on top of it or anything like that. Didn't add any butter or oils to my quinoa or the rice. I did use a little bit of olive oil for sauteing my vegetables, but that was it. Everything else is really super fresh, and it's going to help us stay with our food goals. And if you practice this, it can help you with your food goals as well. If you are struggling with some nutrition issues, maybe you're not exactly sure how you should be eating, and you've been following all sorts of fad diets. You've tried the South Beach diet and the keto diet and the Atkins diet and the cabbage soup diet. And every time you might lose a few pounds, but as soon as you go back to your regular eating, you gain that weight and then some more back, and you're just frustrated. You'd like to know how to eat healthy, how to live healthier. I offer a complimentary coaching call to anybody who wants one. All you need to do is reach out to me, and you can visit my website, www.ihw4life.org. And there's a schedule now button on each page. So just go to the website, find the schedule now for your complimentary consultation, and I will reach back out to you. And actually, if you do the schedule, that will take you directly to my online calendar. So you can just pick a time that is open, and then make sure you fill in some of your personal information, your name, your phone number. If you don't want to do your address, that's okay. I always appreciate as much information that you can give me up front, but then we'll get that scheduled. I like to do the complimentary calls over Zoom so that we can see each other, and we can kind of start to build a little bit of a relationship that way. You're not an anonymous person. I'm not an anonymous person. I can't talk. Anonymous person. And we can start building some trust, and maybe you just need a couple of questions answered. Maybe you have some bigger goals, and maybe you're looking into figuring out what class might be good for you, or if the coaching package is right for you. There's never any obligation to do anything. I just want to get to know you and find out how I can support you in your health goals. Until next week, keep living an invincible life. through sustainable body wealth.